Oh, hey, what is going down, you awesome and wicked camera freaks and geeks? Not what you expected, huh? No, actually, I was going to do a video on this camera using all the adapted lenses that I have, but man, it just ended up being a super long, hate to say, super long ass video that I'm just gonna have to hold off on that. And I also had film camera legend that I wanted to do for you guys, but it started getting too involved, and then I realized that you guys don't really watch my film camera stuff, so I guess you guys don't really see me as a film camera guy. But I hate to say this, but in all modesty, I've probably been shooting film for a lot longer than some of you may have been born, which is scary for me to think about, really, but it is the truth. So we're gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna have to work on trying to win your love for film. All right, but so anyway, these projects, they kind of cancel each other out, and then I end up doing nothing. All right, so this is not my typical kind of video for today, because usually, as you guys know, I like to do videos on cameras or lenses or photographic items that I've had a lot of time with. But this one today, I have not had a lot of time with. I've only had this for a few months, but I was gonna save the best for last. But you know what? You guys are the best, so let's give you guys the best first. Today's camera legend. Today's camera legend introduced the world to the new generation of Leica cameras. Today's camera legend is none other than the Leica SL. All right, this is the original Leica SL. Oh, by the way, before we continue, you like the new setup? Does it look better? I'm trying out some new equipment, so this is going to be fine-tuned over, I guess, the next few videos. But all the links to the stuff I'm using are in the description, including the camera that I'm using, which has pretty much replaced my DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. Awesome camera. Check it out in the description. All right, but let's get back to the Leica SL. This is officially called the Leica SL Typ, TYP, without the E, Type 601. All right, and this is a 24 megapixel mirrorless camera from Leica that was introduced in 2015. All right, now I bet a lot of you guys, watching this channel may have thought that I probably already had this camera, but no, life ain't that easy for me, brother. All right, and so almost everything that I get, there's some thought into it. Sometimes it's luck. This one was kind of like luck, and I'll tell you the crazy story about how I got this one in this episode. But this is more like a first impressions video, which I don't usually do, but because this is the best and you guys are the best, we're gonna do it today. All right, so I want to give you guys my first impressions of this camera. Now, I had actually held this camera, played with it in 2015, but I never actually owned one until now, or a few months ago. But so let me just give you my first impressions in 2015. In 2015, I thought this camera was yet another beautiful, luscious, drool-worthy, overpriced Leica toy. All right, and first of all, I couldn't afford it at the price that they were introducing the camera at. And also, another thing that was in my head was that it has a 24 megapixel sensor, which I assumed was a Sony sensor. So I thought to myself, what's the difference between this and a Sony A7, which you can get for much cheaper? And because I already had this camera, this is the A7R, and I got this in 2014, there was really no need for me to get this. I had no real reason to get this, all right? But I do have a reason today, and I'll let you guys know. But now let me give you my first impressions of this camera in 2025. Well, actually I got it in 2024, but I'm doing this video in 2025, all right? Oh, first you guys might want to know what the lens is. The lens is actually a Sigma 45 millimeter f2.8 Now, back in the day, you guys might have said, oh, he's got an expensive Leica and he's putting a cheap Sigma on it. But in today's world, right, Sigma is becoming the new Leica. Do you guys agree with that? Let me know in the comments. All right, so you're seeing the Sigma BF coming out. They also have this alliance with Leica and Panasonic with the L mount, right? So I only got this, to be honest with you guys, I only got it because this is the cheapest option that I could get after getting this camera. And here's a con to the system that you guys might want to think about should you be considering this camera. The native lenses for this camera are extremely expensive. I don't even see myself getting one anytime soon, or even ever, you know. But they are apparently superb lenses, which, you know, I don't doubt, but their prices are insane. All right. But anyway, so this is the Sigma 45mm f2.8, and not only did I get it because it was cheap, but I also liked how the bokeh looked in the examples that I've seen. I don't have too many examples to show you guys, but I'll see what I could pull up here. All right, but first impressions. What I like about this camera, the build quality. The build quality is absolutely superb, okay? Now, from the front, it looks like a thin camera, but actually it is quite beefy when you get to see it from side to side. Okay, and it feels solid, like really solid, maybe even better than my M cameras. And it feels like a solid brick of unobtainium, as the late great Michael Reichman used to say, unobtainium, all right? Just beautiful, beautiful build. All right, now check this out right here, okay? This is not a flip screen, by the way. This is fixed, okay? Now, what else do I like about it? The viewfinder is pretty amazing, okay? The viewfinder right here is pretty amazing. I don't know if hey, what is going down, you awesome geeks? The LCD screen is really cool, but that viewfinder right here, which you guys can't see, is superb, okay? Excellent for what I plan to do with it, which I will tell you guys right after this. Okay, so those are the things I like about it. What I don't like about it, okay? Now, so you see this right here? This is what I don't like about it. My first impressions anyway. This is all about Leica minimalism. There's no indications as to what these are, like menu, whatever it is. So it took me a little while to actually figure it out, you know? Like, see, you press that, that's, no. So then there's a nice joystick right here, and you can bring it down like that. And see, you press it like that. I mean, these are all like, you know, like to get this off. See, that's the thing, like I had to play around with it to figure out how to get this thing, you know, like, there's not one of those things that you're going to completely figure out. You can always take that menu off by pressing the shutter button, right? So this is not you know, the layout. So the layout here is not something that you're going to figure everything out without the manual. You can, which I did because I didn't really look up the manual, but it took me quite a while to actually figure out how everything works on this camera. So that's one of the things that I don't like about it. Even though it's part of that Leica minimalist kind of thing, I didn't really like that. I would have preferred, even if it was a very light type, you know, like a menu or whatever, settings, things like that, you know. But anyway, that's just a minor thing. You know, I've gotten used to it. Now, another notation is, especially with this lens, the autofocus is good. It's not like super fast or anything. So I don't know how it would be with Leica lenses, but everything that I have read, it's not a super fast autofocusing system, which I don't think you should expect. Anyway, and I didn't expect that, okay? But now let me tell you guys why I actually got this camera, what I want to do with it. All right, so let me show you guys what I plan to do with this camera. This camera is basically going to be my platform for adapting lenses, okay? This is a Leica R Summicron, and in the past, that's what I've been using this camera for. The original Sony a7R has been my platform for adapting legacy lenses for over a decade. and it served its purpose admirably. In many ways, I feel like I don't really need any more than this camera for adapting manual focus glass. However, the time in life has come when some of the children in our family have grown up to be of age and are looking for a real camera. And so I happily part with this old friend with great memories in the hopes that it will continue to inspire a new generation of camera legends. If you would be interested in seeing a review of the original Sony a7R, please let me know in the comments. Thank you. But this camera by itself, without a grip or anything, is rather light for heavier lenses. And I mean, that's not real justification for getting that camera, but anyways, it's one of the reasons why I got it. But the best reason why I got it was because, man, it was an insane deal. Let me tell you guys about this insane deal. All right, so if you guys saw my Sony RX1R video, I was telling you guys that I was going to sell my Fuji X100V because it was becoming too extraneous, and YouTube definitely is not paying me anything really. Anyway, to justify keeping that. So I got rid of that camera a few months ago. So I sold it for, believe it or not, $15.50 because it was literally new, almost. I mean, it's not as used obviously, but almost new. But I also included a lot of accessories with it. Now, within a short time after that, just like with most of my other purchases, I want to give you guys one of the best advice that I can as far as buying gear. The camera or lenses of your dreams, you'll always find them when you are not looking for them, all right? So I was not really looking for this camera, but one search for something led to another, and I ended up seeing this camera for about $13.50, and I was like, what the? I was like, wow, I didn't know they went down that low. And this part will blow your mind. The place that I got it from was the last place I'd expect to see a Leica SL for $13.50. And you know what that place is? You know, without burning any bridges, that place is a big camera store out in Los Angeles. They have a name similar to mine, Sammy's. Anyway, just kind of like B&H, I always felt that their used equipment prices were a little overpriced. All right, like, so that's why I didn't expect to see that there. So basically, since I had the funds, I picked it up right away. So basically with the taxes and everything, I basically ended up having like $150 left over from the sale of my Fuji X100V. So to me, this is an infinitely more useful camera for my purposes, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, as I mentioned in my other video, the Fuji X100V is a superb camera. It's definitely more portable, lighter than this camera, but it's not small by any means, you know? But anyway, for me, this will help me to be able to use a lot of these lenses in the way that I want to. Now, the Sony is great also for that. And for most of you guys, you know, like I said, I would probably, if I didn't come upon that deal and I didn't have a Sony a7R, I would probably just get a Sony a7 if you want on the cheap, you know, for lens adaptation. But anyway, if you guys do want to see a video still on the Sony a7R with adapted lenses, let me know in the comments. And of course, I'll be working on this camera, trying to get the best out of it. And hopefully you guys will be seeing this camera a lot more in future episodes. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, this is not my usual typical episode because I usually like to have a lot of experience with the gear before I talk about it. But I thought it would be interesting to find out what a first impressions of an old camera is in 2025. Might be old, but it is a camera legend. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna do things a little differently. So I'm just gonna end it off today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment if you have the Leica SL, if you have any tips about the Leica SL. If you don't have the Leica SL, I would love to hear from you. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next episode, I will catch you guys next time on thecameralegend.com. And you know what, man? I'm going to save this shutter click for an actual pictures video. So we'll save that for later. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will catch you guys next time on thecameralegend.com YouTube channel. What do you think about this? Look at this new setup. Much better, right? Listen, man, I'm doing it all for you guys. Thank you.